Welcome to Joystick, my friend. In this video, you are going to learn to write a Java program to print all the prime numbers between 1 and 100. I'm going to straight away dive into coding the program. I'm already in my IntelliJ IDE. This is my project in which I'm going to create a class now. So let me create one class. I'm going to call it prime numbers 1 to 100. All right. Class created. Now let me create the main function first. For that I'm going to simply type psvm, and there you go, main function created. The first thing that we are going to do within this program is to declare and initialize an empty string variable. So we are going to call it prime underscore str, and after the equals to sign we'll write double quotes, and there you go, string variable prime underscore str declared and initialized as an empty string. This string variable prime underscore str is going to hold all the prime numbers between 1 and 100. We are going to display the output as a string. All right. Now we are going to declare a flag variable, which will be an integer variable. Let's call it prime flag, and we are going to initialize it to 0. So it will be int prime underscore flag equals to 0. Okay. You will get to know why we declared and initialized this variable prime underscore flag in a while. Now, since we are interested in printing all the prime numbers between 1 and 100, it gets obvious that we need to use a loop. So it will be a for loop. It's going to start from 2 because 2 is the first prime number, and it's going to end at 100. So it will be for int I equals to 2, I less than equals to 100, I plus plus. There you go, loop created. Now we will have to scrutinize each and every number, that is each and every value of I, to check if it's a prime number. What are prime numbers? Prime numbers are those numbers which are only either divided by themselves or by 1. Now let's say if I is 6, then we'll have to divide 6 by the integers 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now if the division of 6 by any of these integers yields 0, then 6 is not a prime number. Okay. So when 6 is divided by 2, the remainder is going to come out as 0. So 6 is not a prime number, and hence it won't be added to our string prime underscore str. All right. Now suppose if I is equals to 7, then 7 will be divided by all the integers from 2 to 6. That means 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. Now the division of 7 by any of these integers is not going to yield the remainder as 0. Hence we will declare 7 as the prime number, and that 7 will be added to this string variable prime underscore str. Okay. Now since the requirement is to divide any value of I by the integers from 2 to 1 less than the value of I, this calls for the usage of another loop, a nested loop, an inner loop. Okay. So we are going to write for, this time it will be j, and it's going to start from 2 and it's going to end at I. All right. Now we can make this inner for loop more efficient. How? So when I equals to 7, we need not divide 7 by 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, all these integers. We just have to divide 7 by all the integers that are less than or equal to half of 7. So if we round off, half of 7 comes out as 3. Okay, so we need to divide 7 by only 2 and 3. In case of I equals to 6, half of 6 is 3. So we only have to divide 6 by 2 and 3. That will suffice. We need not divide 6 by 4 and 5. This is going to make this inner loop more efficient. So instead of j is less than equals to I, it should be j is less than equals to I by 2. And this is certainly going to make this for loop more efficient, because this for loop doesn't have to run for these extra integers. Okay, that means the number of integers that are greater than half of I. The next thing that we are going to do is simply divide I by j and check if the remainder comes out as 0. So let's write the code for that. It will be if within brackets I modulo operator j equals to 0. Okay, so if the number which is represented by I is divided by all the numbers from 2 to half of that number represented by j, and if the remainder of the division comes out as 0, then I is not a prime number. In that case, we are going to set prime underscore flag as 1, and we are going to break out of this inner for loop. For that, we are going to use the break statement. So when I is 6, then when j is 2, the remainder of 6 divided by 2 is going to come out as 0. So the execution is going to get inside this if block. The prime underscore flag will be set to 1, and the execution is going to break out of this inner for loop. Alright, in case of I equals to 7, it's not going to happen. Okay, because 7 is a prime number. Now after the inner for loop, we are going to put a check. We are going to simply check if the value of prime underscore flag is 0. If it is, then I is a prime number. In that case, we are going to append I to this string variable prime underscore str. So it will be if within brackets prime underscore flag comparison operator 0, and if it is 0, then prime underscore str will be equal to prime underscore str concatenation operator space concatenation operator again I. The next thing that we are going to do is assign 0 as the value of this variable prime underscore flag. When the loop started, this first loop started, prime underscore flag was 0, and for every iteration of this outer for loop, prime underscore flag should be 0 to decide correctly if the value of I is a prime number or not. Hence, after this if, we are going to write prime underscore flag equals to 0. Okay, the final thing that we are going to do is print the value of this variable prime underscore str, which is going to contain all the numbers, all the prime numbers between 1 and 100. So after this outer for loop, first we are going to write the code to display a message prime numbers between 1 and 100, and then we are going to again use system.out.println, and within its brackets we'll write prime underscore str. Okay, as per me the program is complete. Let's run this program and check the output. And there you go. The program has printed first a message prime numbers between 1 and 100, which we gave over here in this line of code, and then it printed the value of the string variable prime underscore str, which contains all the prime numbers between 1 and 100. With this, we have come to the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed learning this program from Joey's Tech. I hope you coded this program along with me. Do let me know in the comment section if you got any doubts related to this program. I look forward to helping you with Java programming. And only for this video, goodbye and take very good care of yourself.